On January 29th, a man took to Reddit to share an astonishing experience, one that would provide some of the clearest footage ever recorded of a UFO. His goal had been simple: to capture high-quality 4K footage of an unidentified flying object. Armed with a Nikon P1000, one of the most powerful consumer cameras available, he set out to meet an individual who claimed to have the ability to summon a UFO. What followed was an encounter that defied all conventional explanations and left him with undeniable visual evidence of a mysterious silver orb hovering in the sky. The man's journey took him to South Downs National Park, a sprawling area covering 1,600 square kilometers or 628 square miles in southern England. Known for its open landscapes, rolling hills, and vast skies, the location provided an ideal setting for capturing aerial phenomena. Upon arriving, he prepared his equipment and waited for what he hoped would be a UFO. The individual he met had assured him that UFOs could be summoned, and the man was both skeptical and excited to see whether such a claim could hold any weight. Within moments of setting up, the event began to unfold. Hovering in the sky was a silver orb-shaped object, moving in ways that defied conventional aerodynamics. Unlike a balloon or a piece of debris, which would drift with the wind or follow predictable flight paths, this object exhibited controlled, intelligent movement. The man described how the UFO dropped, then ascended again, moving sideways in a manner inconsistent with any known aircraft or natural airborne object. Capturing this incredible sight, he used both his Nikon P1000 and his iPhone, ensuring that multiple recordings were taken for verification. Over the course of 20 minutes, the object remained visible, hovering in place despite a reported wind speed of 10 miles per hour. According to his calculations, an object caught in a 10-mile-per-hour wind should have drifted at least 2.17 miles over 13 minutes, yet this UFO stayed in the same location. The fact that it remained stationary for such an extended period, unaffected by natural forces, ruled out the possibility of it being something as simple as a weather balloon. The man and his companion were present for a total of 30 minutes, recording the UFO for the majority of that time. Despite the wind, it did not move miles away as any conventional object would have, reinforcing the idea that this was something truly anomalous. The footage itself is described as high quality, making it one of the best documented sightings in recent history. The clarity of the video eliminates common skepticism associated with blurry or low-resolution UFO footage. The man emphasized that anyone who sees the footage would immediately recognize that this was not a conventional aircraft, drone, or atmospheric phenomenon. The way the object moved, dropping, ascending, shifting sideways, suggested a level of controlled motion that defied explanation. Many UFO skeptics argue that most sightings can be explained by misidentifications, weather conditions, or man-made technology. However, this particular sighting challenges those explanations. A drone, for instance, would have been easily identified based on its structure, movement patterns, and sound. A balloon, subjected to wind currents, would have drifted away rather than staying locked in place. Natural airborne objects, such as birds or debris, would not exhibit the precise and seemingly intelligent movement captured in the footage. The location of the sighting adds another layer of intrigue. South Downs National Park is a remote, open area with minimal interference from city lights or high air traffic. Unlike urban environments where drone activity is common, this location reduces the likelihood that the object was a standard human-made aerial vehicle. Furthermore, the presence of an individual who claimed to have the ability to summon UFOs raises even more questions. If such an ability is real, does it imply that these objects are responding to human presence or intent? This sighting also follows a pattern seen in many previous UFO encounters, where witnesses describe metallic, orb-like objects capable of remarkable maneuvers. The description of the silver orb aligns with numerous credible reports from pilots, military personnel, and everyday observers who have described similar crafts exhibiting intelligent motion, hovering capabilities, and sudden changes in direction. This continuity across separate sightings strengthens the case that these objects are not mere misinterpretations, but are genuine, unexplained aerial phenomena. The man's decision to post his experience on Reddit speaks to the growing movement of citizen UFO researchers who are using modern technology to document the phenomenon. Unlike in previous decades, where reports relied solely on eyewitness testimony, today's sightings can be captured in high-definition video and shared instantly with the public. This democratization of evidence removes the possibility of government agencies suppressing or controlling the narrative around UFO encounters. Despite the compelling nature of where the subject is going, mainstream institutions remain hesitant to engage with these cases seriously. The reluctance to investigate such well-documented sightings only fuels speculation that there may be a broader effort to downplay or dismiss credible UFO encounters. The man's experience in South Downs National Park raises profound questions about the nature of these objects and their purpose. If UFOs can indeed be summoned, what does that say about their awareness of human observers? The recent high-quality footage of a silver orb-shaped UFO captured at South Downs National Park represents a significant step forward in UFO research and public awareness. For decades, blurry, grainy, and often unconvincing UFO footage has dominated the conversation, making it easy for skeptics to dismiss sightings as misidentifications or hoaxes. However, as camera technology improves, the ability to capture clear, undeniable evidence is becoming more accessible, and this latest video is a prime example of how the topic of UFOs is evolving. One of the biggest challenges in UFO research has been the lack of clear footage. Many of the most famous UFO videos throughout history have been degraded by poor camera quality, shaky hands, or insufficient zoom capabilities. Traditional phone cameras struggle to capture distant and fast-moving objects, leading to underwhelming and inconclusive videos. Many have often pointed to the poor quality of these recordings as proof that there is nothing extraordinary about the objects being seen, but with devices like the Nikon P1000, which was used in the South Downs sighting, this narrative is beginning to change. The Nikon P1000 is one of the most powerful consumer cameras available, capable of 125 optical zoom and 4K ultra-high definition recording. Unlike standard smartphones, which have limited zoom and focus capabilities, this camera allows users to capture distant objects with remarkable clarity. This means that, for the first time, UFO footage is approaching a level of quality that can no longer be easily dismissed. As more people begin to use high-quality cameras, the likelihood of obtaining undeniable evidence increases dramatically. The South Downs footage is just one example of a growing trend. In recent years, an increasing number of UFO videos have surfaced, taken with modern DSLR and mirrorless cameras, night vision equipment, and advanced smartphones. These videos provide a level of detail that was previously unheard of, offering clearer views of UFOs' shapes, movements, and even material composition. The more such footage emerges, the harder it becomes for skeptics to argue that all sightings can be attributed to balloons, drones, or atmospheric distortions. The significance of orb-shaped UFOs cannot be overstated. Unlike traditional disc-shaped or triangular UFOs, which gained popularity in the mid-20th century, orbs have been reported for centuries, long before the invention of airplanes or modern flying technology. This suggests that they are not simply mistaken military craft or experimental drones, but something that has been present throughout human history. Historical records, paintings, and even cave drawings have depicted glowing orbs in the sky, sometimes referred to as Foo Fighters during World War II. Pilots at the time frequently reported seeing mysterious glowing spheres following their aircraft at high speeds, displaying flight characteristics that defied known physics. These sightings were taken seriously, with military intelligence agencies conducting investigations into their nature. Even today, military personnel and commercial airline pilots continue to report sightings of orb-shaped UFOs, often describing them as silent, highly maneuverable, and capable of sudden acceleration beyond human-made technology. One of the most compelling aspects of modern orb UFO sightings is their consistency across different locations, witnesses, and time periods. The South Downs footage adds to a growing body of evidence that these objects are being seen worldwide. They have been reported hovering over cities, flying at incredible speeds, and even entering and exiting large bodies of water, something that defies conventional aircraft capabilities. If these objects were simply misidentified drones or atmospheric phenomena, they would not share such consistent patterns across different decades and continents. What makes this recent footage even more important is the credibility of many modern UFO witnesses. The combination of high-quality footage and credible witnesses is helping to change the way UFOs are perceived. Governments around the world are beginning to acknowledge the reality of unidentified aerial phenomena, with official task forces and studies being launched to understand their nature. As more videos like the South Downs sighting surface, the UFO debate is shifting. Rather than arguing whether UFOs exist, the conversation is now turning toward what they are and where they come from. Are they advanced technology operated by an unknown intelligence? Regardless of the answer, what is becoming clear is that UFOs can no longer be ignored or dismissed. The days of grainy, shaky, easily dismissed footage are coming to an end. With advanced cameras and growing public awareness, the evidence is mounting. Videos like the one from South Downs bring us closer to unraveling the greatest mystery of our time. Reports of orb-shaped UFOs date back centuries, long before the invention of modern aircraft. Historical accounts describe mysterious balls of light appearing in the sky, sometimes interacting with people and objects on the ground. In modern times, the orb UFO phenomenon has become even more widespread. Civilians, airline pilots, and military personnel have all reported seeing these spherical craft moving silently through the sky. Unlike drones or aircraft, orbs do not produce any visible means of propulsion. They can hover motionless, dart away at incredible speeds, or perform maneuvers that would be impossible for any known human technology. Some have been seen pulsating or shifting in color, further adding to their mystery. These unique characteristics suggest that these objects are not simply misidentified weather balloons, satellites, or aircraft, but something far more advanced. One of the most compelling aspects of orb sightings is their recurring presence over military bases and nuclear facilities. In numerous cases, these objects have been observed hovering above top-secret installations, raising concerns among military officials. One well-documented incident occurred in Montana's Malmstrom Air Force Base in 1967, when a glowing orb was seen hovering over a nuclear missile site. Shortly after the sighting, the missile control systems mysteriously shut down, rendering the base temporarily inoperative. The incident was investigated, and no technical explanation was ever found for the failure. Similar events have been reported at other nuclear facilities, suggesting that these orbs have a specific interest in nuclear technology. In more recent years, orbs have been seen over active conflict zones. Reports from the Middle East describe bright, fast-moving spheres that evade radar detection and appear to observe military operations. Some speculate that these objects are monitoring human activity, while others believe they could be extraterrestrial reconnaissance probes. Military officials have remained largely silent about these encounters, fueling speculation about what these orbs truly are. While the true nature of these orb UFOs remains unknown, many theories have emerged. Some believe they could be advanced surveillance drones, either of human or non-human origin. If these objects are not of this Earth, they could represent extraterrestrial technology far beyond our understanding. The ability to hover without sound, move at extreme speeds, and evade detection suggests that these objects operate on principles that defy our current understanding of physics. Another possibility is that these orbs are appearing and disappearing in ways that suggest they are not bound by the same physical laws as conventional objects. Some researchers speculate that they could be manifestations of an unknown energy source, possibly related to consciousness itself. The fact that many orbs have been observed responding to human thought or intention adds another layer of mystery. In several reported cases, witnesses have described the orbs as interacting with them, changing color, or moving in specific directions as if responding to their presence. Despite the countless reports and government interest, the mainstream scientific community has yet to fully investigate the orb phenomenon. The lack of funding and the stigma surrounding UFO research have prevented serious scientific inquiry. However, as more high-resolution footage emerges and more credible witnesses come forward, it is becoming increasingly difficult to dismiss the reality of orb UFOs. The growing body of evidence suggests that these spherical craft are not only real, but are actively monitoring human activity, particularly around military and nuclear sites. Whether they are extraterrestrial probes, advanced human-made technology, or something entirely beyond our comprehension, their presence cannot be ignored. As governments, researchers, and everyday citizens continue to document and analyze these mysterious objects, we may be on the brink of one of the most profound discoveries in human history. Until then, orb UFOs remain one of the most compelling and perplexing aspects of the UFO phenomenon. Their ability to appear, disappear, and defy the known laws of physics challenges everything we know about aviation and intelligence. The future of UFO research is in high-resolution footage, credible witnesses, and scientific analysis. As technology advances, the ability to capture, analyze, and study these unidentified objects will only improve. With government agencies, military personnel, and civilians now all contributing to the growing body of evidence, the reality of UFOs is becoming undeniable. Clear UFO footage is essential for advancing the conversation surrounding unidentified aerial phenomena and gaining recognition from larger audiences, including scientific communities, government agencies, and the general public. One of the biggest challenges in UFO research has been the stigma surrounding the topic. Despite countless reports from military personnel, airline pilots, and trained observers, many still view UFOs as a subject of science fiction rather than a legitimate area of study. The release of high-definition videos capturing these objects in detail is helping to change that perception. When people see clear, indisputable evidence, it becomes much harder to maintain the narrative that UFOs are purely a product of overactive imaginations. Instead, it forces the world to acknowledge that there is something in our skies that we do not fully understand. High-quality footage also helps differentiate true UFOs from explainable objects. Skeptics often argue that UFO sightings are simply misidentified planes, drones, balloons, or atmospheric phenomena.